From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, March 23rd, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Law enforcement seizes botnet infrastructure. Agencies and tech companies from the US, Germany, and Canada collaborated on an operation designed to seize infrastructure used by the Isuru, Kimwolf, JackSkid, and Mossad botnets. All of these were used to deliver DDoS attacks. The 4 botnets were built out of about 3 million compromised devices around the world, many of which are Internet of Things devices like cameras, routers, and video recorders. Hundreds of thousands of these are located in the US, and some were behind firewalls. The botnet operators monetized these by selling access to other criminal organizations, and the Justice Department did not say if any arrests were made in conjunction with the infrastructure takedown. California City and LA Transit Agency report cybersecurity issues. Foster City, a Silicon Valley area town, had to pause all public services outside of emergency responses on Thursday following a ransomware attack. City manager Stefan Chatwin declared a state of emergency, and the city warned that theft of public information was possible and that people should change personal passwords that related to city activities and to take measures to protect personal data. This attack was followed by a potential attack attempt on the Los Angeles Metro service. A ransomware gang has claimed that it attacked this service, and although city officials have not responded to media requests for clarification, technical issues with its internal administrative computer systems were reported by the transit service on Friday morning. Microsoft Azure Monitor alerts used for callback phishing attacks. Azure Monitor is Microsoft's cloud-based monitoring service that collects and analyzes data from Azure resources, applications, and infrastructure, allowing users to track performance, billing changes, detect issues, and trigger alerts based on various conditions. Numerous customers of the service have recently reported receiving Azure Monitor alerts that include warnings of suspicious charges or invoice activity on their accounts, and which request the customers to call an enclosed phone number. The verbiage of the warning is in line with that released by legitimate software services, right down to an apology for the inconvenience. But unlike other phishing campaigns, these messages are not spoofed, but are sent directly by the Microsoft Azure Monitor platform using the legitimate azure-no-reply@microsoft.com email address. Huge thanks to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. Most breaches don't start with a 0-day. They start because something unexpected was allowed to run. One way organizations reduce risk is by shrinking the attack surface, deciding what software should be allowed to execute and blocking everything else. Fewer unknowns means fewer opportunities for attackers. You can learn more at threatlocker.com. Feds issue PSA regarding Russian Signal phishing campaign. Following up on a story we covered this past month, the FBI and CISA issued a joint public service announcement on Friday warning that Russian intelligence-affiliated hackers have, quote, gained access to thousands of users' messaging apps with a global phishing campaign, end quote. The campaign chiefly seeks high-value targets, including current and former U.S. government officials, political figures, military personnel, and journalists. The U.S. agencies reiterated that hackers had not been able to bypass end-to-end encryption, instead manipulating users into giving up access by posing as Signal help personnel. A link to the PSA posted on ic3.gov is available in the show notes to this episode. Critical Quest case vulnerability potentially exploited. Researchers from Arctic Wolf are warning of suspicious activity affecting unpatched Quest Case Systems Management Appliance instances exposed to the Internet. Case, spelt K-A-C-E, is an on-premises tool used for centralizing endpoint management, including asset inventory, software distribution, patching, and monitoring. The vulnerability being exploited has a CVE number and is identified as a critical authentication bypass flaw. Quest patched the flaw in May of last year, but according to Arctic Wolf, there has been one instance of attackers appearing to have exploited it to gain initial access to a system and achieve administrative control. Oracle patches critical vulnerability in Identity Manager. This vulnerability, which has a CVE number, also carries a CVSS score of 9.8. It is remotely exploitable without authentication, said Oracle in an advisory, and could result in remote code execution. NIST calls the flaw easily exploitable by an unauthenticated attacker with network access via HTTP. Oracle has made no mention of this vulnerability currently being exploited in the wild. Microsoft rolls back some of its Copilot AI bloat on Windows. The company announced on Friday changes focused on improving the quality of its Windows 11 operating system, which notably includes dialing back the number of entry points to its AI assistant, Copilot. The reductions will apply to apps such as Photos, Widgets, Notepad, and its snipping tool. As reported in TechCrunch, this less-is-more approach to integrating AI into its existing platforms may reflect the growing consumer pushback against AI bloat. A Pew Research study published this month noted that, quote, half of U.S. adults are now more concerned than excited about AI as of June 2025, up from 37% in 2021, end quote. If you're around the Big Apple, then you should join us for a live CISO Series podcast recording next month. We are going to be at NASDAQ for Intezer's AI SOC Live event on April 27th. This is an invite-only event, so if you're a security leader, please head on over to our events page to get the details. We'll have the same great discussions with our CISO guests like we feature on every episode, plus a few more fun games and a lightning Q&A. We would love to see you there, so head on over to our events page at cisoseries.com for more information. And if you want to know more about the most pressing stories of the last few days in time for your weekly stand-up, join us today at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Department of No, where our guests, Bill Harmer, CISO at Superbase, and Chris Ray, Field CTO at GigaOM, will sort out the priority stories and do a deep dive on the ones that matter most. Just go to YouTube, search for CISO Series, and look for the Department of No for March 23rd under upcoming live streams. Finally, if you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.